everyone's having a good Saturday. We look forward to seeing many of you. And
so the Barony of Northkeep has put together a wonderful event for everyone today. And so pretty soon they'll have their Royal Court. So please pray attend.
Your Majesties, I am Beatrix Hulfrey, Lion of Ansteorra, and I come bearing the sword of state from all the lines of your kingdom. As you've been found worthy, please rule.
Mistress Beatrix, we would like to thank you and thank the Lions and His Grace Finn for getting the sword to you to keep it in your care to bring to us.
Thank you, Lions of Ansteorra.
I can't mistake it.
Okay. Actually, I would like to call forth Baron Nikolai into our court. Nice. So we'd like to thank you, Your Excellency, for allowing us to use this sword as a sword of state in the traditional sword's stead, and now I'd like to return it to your care. Thank you, Majesties. I hope it served you well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please.
At this time, their Royal Majesties call forth the landed nobles of Ansteorra to renew their oath of fealty.
Yes.
Please repeat after me.
Robin?
One moment, please. Two of their excellencies are taking care of a child. They'll be with us shortly.
You keep refreshing.
Please.
Robin?
Nobles, please repeat after me. Here do I swear homage and offer my service to the crown of Ansteorra.
Here do I
offer
service to the crown of Ansteorra.
Ansteorra.
To loyally administer the lands entrusted to me to the best of my abilities.
To loyally administer the lands Ansteorra to the best of my abilities.
To defend the lands from all enemies, from within and without.
Defend their lands from enemies from within and without.
To protect all persons, both noble and common, resident within this, your barony.
To protect all residents and common within this land, your barony.
To uphold and enforce the laws of the kingdom and the society.
To uphold the laws of the kingdom and society.
To ever remember that the lands I manage are not mine to rule.
To ever remember the lands that I manage are not mine to rule.
But only to administer as the crown wishes.
To only administer as the crown wishes.
Thus swear I.
Thus swear I, Deidre Lasseron.
We accept your oath, and in return we swear to you.
We accept your oath, and in return we swear to you.
We will heed your wise counsel in all things.
We will heed your wise counsel in all things.
We will keep the welfare of Ansteorra first and foremost in our decisions.
We will keep the welfare of Ansteorra first and foremost in all of our decisions.
We will work with you to enrich the lives of her people.
We will work with you to enrich the lives of her people.
We will reward that which is freely given.
We will reward that which is freely given.
By protecting you with our aid and giving you our love.
By protecting you with our aid and giving you our love.
May all strength fail and the world turn against any who break this solemn oath.
May all strength fail and the world turn against any who break this solemn oath.
Yes.
Got some of the words right.
Yeah.
At this time, their Royal Majesties invites their Excellencies of Northkeep to open their court.
These words do hereby open the court of their Excellencies Bjorlik and Elizaveta, Baron and Baroness of Northkeep, Lord and Lady of the Canton of Cheminois, Lord and Lady of the Canton of Wildwood. Pray heed their word.
Greetings, Ansteorra.
Good evening, everyone. If you've attended the event today, I hope you've had a good time. This is kind of a departure from our normal event at this time of year, but I think we've had a lot of fun. We've done some very strange things. And there's been a lot of laughter, and it's a good thing. It's been wonderful to see everybody's faces. We have a number of recognitions of competitions won and a few awards to do. So do we want to get to that?
I guess so.
Okay.
Yes.
Their Excellencies do request the presence of Honorable Lady Ismet and His Excellency Damon.
So we did an encampment tour and competition today, and we have titles, I guess we can call them, for the single most impressive item in a camp and the most impressive camp. Damon and Ismet have an amazing wagon which they take to events. And if you would read the...
Absolutely. Be known that on this day, the 16th day of May, 55 on a Societatis, that Honorable Lady Ismet and His Excellency Damon do with the honor and skill emerge victorious and are hereby named the champions of the Encampment Showcase Slice of Life.
This is the scroll. Get back for just a second. This is the scroll that was designed for the competitions for today. We think it's very appropriate to the current situation. That was designed by
Lord Maddie Lee McPhailin.
and I'm not sure who painted this one, but we wanted to share that art because it's kind of amazing.
Next on the encampment.
Congratulations to our champion.
Congratulations.
Their Excellencies, Bjorlik and Elizaveta, do request the presence of Lady Johanna and Lord Perrin.
Perrin and Johanna have a very, very lovely setup for their complete encampment. They have been working on it for a good long time. They've got a very strong mix of appropriate skies where necessary, and is very, very user friendly and very well thought out. And congratulations to them on that.
Be known that on this day, the 16th day of May, on a Societatis 55, with honor and skill emerge victorious, and is hereby named the champion of the Encampment Showcase, Living the Dream.
Hey. So we got a company.
Congratulations to our champion.
What's next?
Her Excellencies, Bjorlik and Elizaveta, request the presence of Lady Sierra.
Lady Sierra participated, along with a number of other people, in a human hermit crab walk. Nobody actually had hermit crabs, so we don't have to worry about hermit crabs being treated badly after the races. But human crabs appeared to have a very good time. It was very amusing. Sierra's time was 2.2
2.73 seconds.
2.73 seconds to crab walk 9 feet, beating out everyone else by a fairly decent margin. So congratulations, Sierra.
Be it known that on this day, the 16th day of May, Honor Societatis 55, the Lady Sierra, with honor and skill, emerged victorious and is hereby named the champion of the human crab race.
Yay. We also had a competition, Fun for All and All for Fun. The unofficial name, I believe, was Stupid Cadet Tricks or Stupid Rapier Tricks. No one actually sent a video. However, we do have a video that we would like to honor by an amusing accident. Someone decided to do their own interpretation on a crab race. We decided to honor in this category because it is appropriate. Harold?
Be it known that on this day, the 16th day of May, Honor Societatis 55, that Honorable Lord Don Cornelius, with honor and skill, emerged victorious and is hereby named the champion of Fun for All and All for Fun.
If none of you have that particular video, go back to the site and look at it. It is delightful.
He his own interpretation, and it was just lovely.
We had a variation on an armored on a combat tournament today. We called it Hermit's Hammock, and there was a lot of fun. There were people who have not been on the field of combat in a very long time, if ever, and it was delightful. Harold?
Be it known that on this day, the 16th day of May, Honor Societatis 55, that His Excellency Aldrich de Kerr, we did with honor and skill, emerged victorious and is hereby named the champion of Hermit's Hammock.
Yay.
That covers a lot of the fun aspects from that standpoint. Now we go into the fun aspects of the actual competitions that we ran. We did decide to go ahead and do our full youth Castellan tournament. So these will be our champions for the next year that are named. We're going to run through the various categories at the moment and list the names of those who were victorious on the individual competitions and then the overall winners at the end.
We'd like to note that the prowess competition is a number of different activities. This year it included children's crab races, a timed solving a timed puzzle, a quest with scavenger hunt and trivia questions about Northkeep, Ansteorra, and society, customs, and history, and a matching game where the children matched some of the award insignia to the names of the insignia. They were allowed to ask for help. They were allowed to pretty much find answers by any means possible. This was a more scholastic approach than usual, but today's a different day. So, Harold, if you would kind of run through the...
Absolutely. In the competition for children's arts and sciences, ages 5 through 7, our champion was Haven Wildwood. In children's bardic, ages 5 through 7, our champion was Haven of Wildwood. In children's prowess, ages 5 through 7, our champion was Haven of Wildwood.
Now, before we go further, we want to step in here for just a second. The youngest category here, our competitors were 5 and 6 years old. And it was an extraordinarily hard-fought battle between the two of them. It was quite the challenge.
We had things like Haven inching Miranda out by 17 seconds on the puzzle. We had the judges for A&S conversation about who won children's A&S. Took 20 minutes, half an hour. It was just
tears.
And 100 tears.
Yes.
Because we were comparing cookies to embroidery, which don't compare well in the best of time. because they're so different, and both kids did an amazing job. And we do have some of the subcategories. We have prizes for you, Miranda. So we'll get with you after court, and we'll get that straightened out. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Onward.
In the category of youth arts and sciences, ages 8 to 12, our champion was Lenora de Montauban. In the competition of youth bardic, ages 8 to 12, our champion was Lenora de Montauban. In the competition of youth prowess, ages 8 to 12, our champion was Lenora de Montauban. Woo!
There again, a very good job by this young lady. I just went speechless. Sorry about that.
These are all three amazing young ladies. We're really, really proud of them. And we want to thank them for participating. And everybody who participated, because it was awesome. Go ahead.
In the competition of teen prowess, ages 13 to 17, our champion was Hu Xianghua.
She did not participate in all the activities, but she came and crap-walked and had a lovely video, and stayed and chatted and was just a lovely young lady who we have just met. So thank you also, Hugh, for coming.
Their Excellencies Bjork and Elzaveta do request the presence of Haven of Wildwood.
Haven is our children's castellan this year, and okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's read the scroll.
Okay.
Noted on this day, the 16th day of May, on Societatis 55, that Haven of Wildwood did best all others, be named the Children's Castellan of Northkeep, given under our hands, Baron Bjork and Baroness Elizaveta.
We have some loot for you. We will get that to you sometime in the very near future. Thank you so much. Marie.
Okay.
For our Children's Castellan, huzzah! Their Excellencies Bjork and Elizaveta do request the presence of Lenora de Montauban.
Nora is our youth castellan. That is an example of the scroll that will be going to her. Her again, lovely job on everything she did today. She is a delight to be around. She is one of those kids that dives in with both feet and pretty much doesn't stop going. Elizabeth has fetched the prize for her. This is a custom-made pinata that's hiding from us. That is designed after some of the marginalia that has been found on the edges of period scroll texts. Let me see if I can find him. His name's Ornery. He tends to be like that.
Bjork has hidden him from me.
Maybe behind the back row.
He was made by Lady Tangwhistle, and we appreciate it very much. Ah, here he is.
It is the pinata behind the curtain.
Because there's nothing like being organized, which is apparently how we are, is nothing like organized. Aha.
An Ornery is stuffed full and needs to be eviscerated.
Know that on this day, the 16th day of May, on a Societatis 55, that Lenora de Montauban did best all others to be named the youth castellan of Northkeep, given under our hands Baron Bjorlik, Baroness Elizabeth. For our youth castellan, huzzah!
Huzzah!
Excellencies, Bjorlik and Elizabeth, we request the presence of Francois de Banjou.
Francois has served as our King Castellan for the last year. He has been an amazing help. He has stood with us in court. He has helped out in multiple ways with ideas, with lending his labor, and has just, we can't speak highly of him enough. We consider our children's castellans to be every bit as much of a champion as the adults. Francois has certainly served in that way.
We have the request of Francois of, are you willing to stand for another year in the circumstance that there was no castellan in your age group this year? We have already been told by Francois that he is willing to do so.
And we appreciate his continued service.
For the continuation of service, huzzah!
Huzzah!
Now we move on to
And on to baronial and Old Kingdom business, which we have a lot of. I'm not sure everybody is here, but we'll give it a shot.
Their Excellencies, Bjorlik and Elizabeth, do request the presence of Valeria Nemera.
Valeria has been a staunch supporter of the barony for quite some time. She has been here for demos to help out and show examples of weaving. She is currently our historian, I believe.
Yes. In that job, she's been working with Zubeda to put together an archive of baronial artifacts, I guess you could say. Collecting pictures of old site tokens, scrolls, including castellan scrolls and baronial service awards and order scrolls. Anything else, site tokens and gifts and as teachers' gifts at Winter Kingdom. She's very active in the barony. She helps out with all kinds of projects. She's been very involved in the idea slinging portion of this event, and we appreciate her help very much. Do it.
Time passes. For strength and unity, Northkeep survives the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune and grows strong. Early days, the foundations were laid, and the cornerstones firmly set. Soon after, the Crimson Star blazed forth, and the heart of the keep was formed within the walls. The spirit of the Black Tower grew strong upon the battlements. The beacons were lit, and Northkeep continued to grow. Now the crenellations are set, and the Merlins take their place. Valeria Nemera is called as a Merlin of Northkeep in recognition of service on this day, May 16th, Honor Societatis 55, Honor Domini 2020.
This is our Baronial Service Award in Northkeep. When a new landed takes the seats, the Baronial Service Award changes. So as the 6th Baron and Baroness, this is the 6th Baronial Award that Northkeep has had. That particular scroll was done by Carla of Northkeep, and we'd like to thank her for that. Congratulations, Valeria. Thank you very much.
For Valeria Nemera, vivat! Vivat! Excellencies, Bjorlik and Elizabeth, do request the presence of Lord Gavril Ivanovich.
Gavril is one of our heavy weapon fighters. He's one of our active members. He's in the middle of all kinds of things, to put it shortly. When Don Pecan and Keegan were Baron and Baroness, they started an award that can be given for ANS, for heavy weapons, for light weapons, for projectile weapons, and it was also their service award. It has not been given as a service award since then, except to them by their successors. We would like to start giving that for the non-service aspect, because there are people who do a lot of things who don't immediately get recognized at a kingdom level, or who do it for fun within the barony, and they still should get recognized. And so that's what the following words are about.
As the spirit animates the body, so does the populace bring life to the barony. Esprit de la Tour Noire, the spirit of the Black Tower, calls to those within whom such a radiant spirit resides. Just as the light from the high tower shines outward to illuminate the darkened steps, through the endeavors of Gavril Ivanovich in the field of chivalric combat illuminate the populace. This is so recognized on this day, the 16th day of May, on a Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020. Vivat!
Vivat! Hard. Yep.
Their Excellencies, Bjork and Elizabeth, do request the presence of Hang Whistle.
Hang Whistle is probably cussing us right this moment.
Yep.
Because Hang Whistle hates having attention called to her. But it's okay. She doesn't have to actually come into court today. So, you know, we decided we were going to do this like this. Hang Whistle is currently our chronicler. She shows up to like all the meetings to do all the things, or at least to sit and chat and be supportive. And she made Henri. She has an amazing variety of skills which she lends to us, and we appreciate her very much.
Time passes. Strength and unity, Northkeep survives the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune and grows strong. Early days, the foundations were laid and the cornerstones firmly set. Soon after, the Crimson Star blazed forth. The heart of the keep was formed within the walls, and the spirit of the Black Tower grew strong upon the battlements. The beacons were lit, and Northkeep continued to grow. Now the crenellations are set, and the Merlins take their place. Tang Whistle is called as a Merlin of Northkeep in recognition of service on this day, May 16th, on a Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020. Vivat!
Vivat!
Sorry, New Herald. Carry on.
Their Excellencies, Bjork and Elizabeth, do request the presence of Antonio Cavallani. Moving on. Their Excellencies, do request the presence of Zubaydah al-Badawiya.
So a lot of you know Zubaydah. Her Excellency is a personality to be reckoned with. She is a very determined woman, particularly when it comes to things like the Kingdom Wiki or anyone's personal wiki.
And history in general.
History in general. And here in this past couple of months, she has shown of where she strongly shines in supporting so many people in so many different places by sending them boxes of goodies to help brighten their days and everything else.
She is also an extraordinary fundraiser. She does bake sales. She does protests on a pretty constant basis for the barony and for the kingdom. She just does a lot of things. And so we have these words.
Time passes. Strength and unity, Northkeep survives the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune and grows strong. Early days, the foundations were laid, and the cornerstones firmly set. Soon after, the Crimson Star blazed forth. The heart of the keep was formed within the walls, and the spirit of the Black Tower grew strong upon the battlement. The beacons were lit, and Northkeep continued to grow. Now the crenellations are set, and the Merlins take their place. Zubeda de Baraguaya is called as a Merlin of Northkeep in recognition of service. On this day, May 16th, on Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 26. The newest holder of the Merlin of Northkeep, Vivat.
Vivat!
Their Excellencies, Bjorlik and Elizabeth, do request the presence of Seamus McGregor.
Seamus? Seamus is currently our Rapier Marshal. Seamus has been a staple member of this barony for a very, very long time. We've got a peanut gallery that's
Not
never
helping.
mind. That's not helping. He's available. Seamus is always willing to do anything he can at the drop of a hat. Life interferes from time to time, like it does with many of us, but we felt that there was possibly more than time for him to receive something along these lines.
As the spirit animates the body, so does the populace bring life to the barony. Esprit de Lenore, the spirit of the Black Tower, falls upon those within whom such a radiant spirit resides. Just as the light from the high tower shines outward to illuminate the darkened steps, so do the endeavors of Seamus McGregor in the field of rapier combat illuminate the populace. This is so recognized on this day, the 16th day of May, on Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2010. The newest holder of the Esper de la Tournoi, Vivat.
Vivat!
Their Excellencies do request the presence of Artur of Wildwood.
Artur has been a strong supporter of our canton of Wildwood and has been doing everything to help continue get the canton up on its feet and going. And their Majesties from not necessarily today have these words for them.
Know that we, Vladislav and Margaret, King and Queen of Ansteorra, consideration of diverse efforts to enrich our realm, do by this our charter award unto Artur of Wildwood the right and dignity of arms, with all responsibilities and privilege thereto appertaining. This is so done and given on the 16th day of May on a Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020.
And the scroll was done by Sylvanus Corwin of Hussey. And thank you very much.
Excellent.
Vivat.
The newest Lord of Ansteorra, Vivat.
Vivat.
Their Excellencies do request the presence of Francisca de Luca.
Jessica is another one who's probably saying bad words right now. Francesca designed the Castellan scrolls for this year, the Castellan scrolls for this year that you saw that the kids are getting. And Thomas de Groot did the calligraphy on them. Francesca was our autocrat for Winter Kingdom. And then was our autocrat alone when her co-autocrat got Taipei flu and suddenly wasn't there to mentor her like we had all planned. And yet Francesca did a great job and didn't have a nervous breakdown quite. Francesca has created a collection of charters for Castellan scrolls so that we have enough scrolls that if we don't have anyone to do originals, we have scrolls for the next 10 years, which is something Northkeep's never had because we are not a huge scribal barony. She, I think, donated 6 things to the largesse derby at Winter Kingdom. And like that. So we have these words.
Time passes. Through strength and unity, Northkeep survives the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune and grows strong. Early days, the foundations were laid and the cornerstones firmly set. Soon after, the crimson star blazed forth. The heart of the keep was formed within the walls, and the spirit of the Black Tower grew strong upon the battlements. The beacons were lit, and Northkeep continued to grow. Now the crenellations are set, and the Merlins take their place. Francesca de Luca is called as a Merlin of Northkeep in recognition of service on this day, May 16th, on a Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020.
Whee!
For the newest holder of the Merlin of Northkeep, Vivat!
Vivat! And if things went the way they're supposed to, her husband is handing her the scroll and insignia as we speak.
Because he's a sneaky guy like that.
Their Excellencies Bjorlik and Elizaveta do request the presence of Hari Kielsen.
Hey.
Ari, you better be out there. You knew we were asking about it. Look up. Sure. Okay.
Hari is currently the Seneschal of Wildwood. He is an active heavy weapons fighter who has practices at his house, and invites pretty much anyone who wants to come and feed on each other and things, except when it's not safe and we have to keep a social distance. He has shown an amazing potential for leadership and for encouraging people, including encouraging people to step outside of their comfort zone, which in a small canton is a very important thing. We've got a peanut gallery behind us too, apparently. Anyway, we really appreciate your efforts, and we have these words for you.
Time passes. Through strength and unity, Northkeep survives the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune and grows strong. Early days, the foundations were laid and cornerstones firmly set. Soon after, the Crimson Star blazed forth. The heart of the keep was formed within the walls, and the spirit of the Black Tower grew strong upon the battlements. The beacons were lit, Northkeep continued to grow. Now the crenellations are set, and the Merlins take their place. Hari Kielsen is called as a Merlin of Northkeep in recognition of service on this day, May 16th, on a Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020. The newest holder of the Merlin of Northkeep, Vivat!
Vivat!
Their Excellencies do request the presence of William of Wildwood.
William is another one of Wildwood. Nope, okay. Who has been working very, very hard to keep the canton going. Growing and growing. The folks over in Wildwood, we can't really speak enough of. They have a very mixed group of people working days and working nights, so their meeting times are sometimes difficult to attend to, and we have to applaud all the ones who do everything they can to make things work for them, and William is one of those.
Know that we, Finn and Christiana, King and Queen of Ansteorra, in considerations of the special endeavors of service to our canton of Wildwood, by this our charter, award upon William of Wildwood the award of the Sable Comet of Ansteorra, with all responsibilities and privileges thereto appertaining. This is so done and given our barony of Northkeep on the 16th day of May, on Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020. The newest holder of the Sable Comet of Ansteorra, Vivat!
Vivat!
Vivat! That scroll was done by Galen of the Steppes.
Excellencies, do request the presence of Lucius von Liechtenstein.
Known to many of you as Ludo.
Ludo does a lot of things. He's done a lot of things for a long time. Ludo has an open shop night once a week. Ludo has arranged a weekly Scribble meeting at the game shop where he goes to paint miniatures, because if he had scrolls to paint, then more people would come and hang out with him, and that would be a good thing. And also, the kingdom and the barony get more scrolls, and that's a good thing too. Ludo was one of the people instrumental in setting up the excuse me, the Hermit's Havoc game today. Ludo has stepped up to make some of the little prizes that we giving for the games, some of the games today. Ludo's kind of all over the place. He also fights heavy weapons. He also, does all kinds of things. He's currently our Knights Marshal. We have some words.
Time passes. Through strength and unity, Northkeep survives amid slings and arrows of outrageous fortune and grows strong. Early days, the foundations were laid and the cornerstones firmly set. Soon after, the Crimson Star blazed forth. The heart of the keep was formed within the walls, and the spirit of the Black Tower grew strong upon the battlements. The beacons were lit, and Northkeep continued to grow. Now the crenellations are set, and the Merlins take their place. Lucius von Liechtenstein is called as a Merlin of Northkeep in recognition of service on this day, May 16th, on Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020. For the newest holder of the Merlin of Northkeep, got. Their Excellencies, Bjorlik and Elizaveta, do request in their presence, Hedwig of Wildwood.
Hedwig has been active in the barony since before Wildwood was even an incipient canton. She, despite the distance, she has done all kinds of things for the barony and for the kingdom. She does art. She holds offices. She takes on jobs at events that other people don't want to do. As Landeds and also as Pelicans, she is doing the things that make us happy, and apparently it made their Majesties happy as well.
Also know that we, Finn and Christiana, King and Queen of the stellar lands of Ansteorra, knowing that our realm has greatly benefited from the works of our loyal subject, do by this charter honor and favor Hedwig of Wildwood with the sable crane of Ansteorra, with such privileges and advantages as custom provides. This is so done, given in our barony of Northkeep on the 16th day of May, Honor Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020.
Okay. It's a comment. I'm sorry. That's probably my fault. Sorry.
It's comment, really.
So sorry.
We have not changed your word.
It's an Emma Farewell Rosenfeld.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Sorry. I am going to go ahead and read the scroll that is proper for Hedwig Wildwood.
Okay.
Know that we, Sven and Christiana, King and Queen of Ansteorra, in considerations of the special endeavors of service in our canton of Wildwood, by this our charter, award unto Hedwig of Wildwood and the award of the sable comet of Ansteorra, with all responsibilities and privileges to appertaining. This is so done and given in our barony of Northkeep on the 16th day of May, on Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020. The newest holder of the sable comet, Vivat.
Vivat!
Yes.
And so
Their Excellencies do request the presence of Marie Thibault.
Go for it.
Morita is a transplant for us. She originally, if I'm not mistaken, started out in LC. Upon moving up here, she landed on both feet and pretty much didn't stop. She is somewhat in and out due to life, but every time she is here, she is working, she is contributing, she is helping out at events, making sure things are taken care of. She is making largesse and or gifts for the prizes.
We have a largesse derby every year at Winter Kingdom, and we use that largesse to kind of fill out prize baskets and people who step in and do amazing things to help barony out. Morita pretty much always enters and does over-the-top things for us. I believe that she's made at least part of a Castellan prize for one of the prizes. At least all but 1 year, it may have been every year since we've been seated, and I know for some time before that. She's very giving of her art and of her time, and we appreciate it immensely.
As the spirit animates the body, so does the populace bring life to the barony. Esprit de la Tour Noire is the spirit of the Black Tower. Calls to those within whom such radiating spirit resides. Just as the light from the high tower shines outward to illuminate the darkened steps, so do the endeavors of Marita Bow in the field of arts and sciences illuminate the populace. This is so recognized on this day, the 16th day of May, Honor Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020. And the news holder of the Esprit de la Tour Noire. Vivat!
Vivat! Thank you so much to all of you, and congratulations.
And for all of you out there that have joined us to celebrate and be part of this, thank you all very much. And Your Majesties, I believe that you have things that you would like to say.
We do. Harold, would you please start our business?
At this time, their Royal Majesties call into their court Leonardo de Alla Mardon.
So Leonard has been playing for about 5 years. They are very active in the rapier community, arts and science classes, Scrabble nights, and also an impromptu storyteller out here. And so the Populace has written to us to recommend them to us for this award.
Know ye that we, Jason and Maria, King and Queen of Ansteorra, in consideration of diverse efforts to enrich our realm, do by this our charter award to Leonardo de Alla Mardon the right and dignity of arms, with all responsibilities and privileges thereto appertaining. This is so done and given in our barony of Northkeep on the 16th day of May, Anno Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020. Jason King, Margarita Queen.
Roll by Lelis McGavin. I can't say that right. Please.
Their Majesties call into their court.
Harold.
Adwin Blackwind.
Harold. When you are done reading the scroll, would you please vivat the member?
For the newest Lord of Ansteorra, vivat!
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 Thank you, Harold.
Wrong scroll, just a moment. He said it didn't. Yes. As far as Nadine he's been doing many things in the rapier area. He came to the SCA with several years of fighting in HEMA, and will do impromptu classes and teaching at all the rapier practices and at events when we have them. But here is the scroll. Harold.
Know ye that we, Jason and Margarita, King and Queen of Ansteorra, in consideration of diverse efforts to enrich our realm, do by this our charter award to Leonardo de Alvarado the right and dignity of arms, with all responsibilities and privileges thereto appertaining. This is done and given in our barony of Northkeep on the 16th day of May, Anno Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020. Jason King, Margarita Queen. For the newest Lord of Ansteorra, vivat!
Vivat!
Feeling better.
I am. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better.
Their Majesties call into their court Matthew McGilly Phelan.
Matthew has been active in the Scribal group in Northkeep for over 3 years. He has been teaching classes and I believe champion to Wildwood, Northkeep, and Shimenwa. And for that, we have these words.
Know ye that we, Jason and Margarita, King and Queen of Ansteorra, in consideration of diverse efforts to enrich our realm, do by this our charter award unto Matthew McGilly Phelan the right and dignity of arms, with all responsibilities and privileges thereto appertaining. This is so done and given in our barony of Northkeep on the 16th day of May, Anno Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020. Jason King, Margarita Queen.
Scroll done by Lillis McGuffin.
For the newest Lord of Ansteorra, Vivat!
Yeah.
Their Majesties now call into their court, Edwin Blackwind.
That again, this one is has been fighting in the rapier community. He came to there with the HEMA. Adine. I know. And he has been teaching classes on longsword and greatsword. It's an AOA. I know it is. Harold.
Know ye that we, Jason and Margarita, King and Queen of Ansteorra, in consideration of diverse efforts to enrich our realm, do by this our charter award unto Aidan Blackwind the right and dignity of arms, with all responsibilities and privileges thereto appertaining. This is done, so done and given in our barony of Northkeep on the 16th day of May, Anno Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020. Jason King, Margarita Queen.
Scroll done by Angelina Donardi.
For the newest Lord of Ansteorra, Vivat!
Yeah.
Their Majesties now call into their court. Set.
Squire Set has been an awesome member of the Populace for a number of years now. He teaches classes, leads in his community. He's awesome on the melee and chivalric combat fields. And we feel that this award has been overlooked. And for that, we have these words.
Know ye that we, Jason and Margarita, King and Queen of Ansteorra, in consideration of diverse efforts to enrich our realm, do by this our charter award unto Set, the right and dignity of arms, with all responsibilities and privileges thereto appertaining. This is done so and given in our barony of Northkeep on the 16th day of May, Anno Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020. Jason King, Margarita Queen.
Scroll by Angelina Frances Dinardi. Francesca, I said that wrong.
For the newest Lord of Ansteorra, Vivat!
Vivat!
Their Majesties call into their court, Daniel McTavish.
Daniel has been fighting in the community for a few years, and he's been teaching classes at the local rapier practices. And for that, we have these words.
Know ye that we, Jason and Margarita, King and Queen of Ansteorra, in consideration of prowess in the field of rapier combat, do by this our charter award unto Daniel McTavish the award of the Sable Talon of Ansteorra, with all responsibilities and privileges thereto appertaining. This is done and given in our barony of Northkeep on the 16th day of May, Anno Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020. Jason King, Margarita, Queen.
Scroll done by Angelina Denari, Francesca Denari, sorry. I should have kept it with me.
For the newest holder of the sable talent of Ansteorra, Vivat!
Vivat!
Their Majesties now call into their court, Kata Timken.
Make sure this is correct. If I'm correct in this, so several people has written to us to spread warm fame for this individual. Apparently, they've been head of the kitchen at multiple events, primary cook, has worked many taverns, and has feast tutored at events. And as someone who loves cooking, we definitely wanted to recognize this person.
Also, since she was going to be the feast for Castellan, and it got canceled because of the a pandemic, she went and taught a class. I believe it happened today at their event, and showed everyone how to cook the actual feast that she was going to prepare.
She's awesome. And for that, we have these words.
Know ye that we, Jason and Margarita, King and Queen of Ansteorra, in consideration of expertise in the field of cooking, do by this our charter award to Kata Timken the award of the Sable Thistle of Ansteorra, with all responsibilities and privileges thereto appertaining. This is done and given in our barony of Northkeep on the 16th day of May, Anno Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020. Jason King, Margarita, Queen.
Scroll by Angelina Francesca Denari. By the way, whoever's doing all those scrolls is awesome.
For the newest holder of the Sable Thistle, Vivat!
Vivat!
Vivat! Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's awesome. You know that.
Their Majesties now call into their court Elena Zekil Mikosny.
Elena, words came to us from the populace of all the different types of braids that you have done. The Kumihimo braids, you make them for the barony, you make them for the kingdom, and you've been doing them for several years. And for that, we have these words.
Know ye that we, Jason and Margarita, King and Queen of Ansteorra, in consideration of expertise in the field of Kumihimo, do by this our charter award Elena Zekil Miklosny the award of the Sable Thistle of Ansteorra, with all responsibilities and privileges thereto appertaining. This is so done and given in our barony of Northkeep on the 16th day of May, Anno Societatis 55, being Anno Domini 2020. Jason King, Margarita, Queen.
Scroll done by Lilith McGuffin.
For the newest holder of the Sable Thistle, Vivat!
Vivat!
Their Majesties now invite into their court their Excellencies of the Steppes.
Hello, Your Majesties. Thank you so much for the opportunity to come and speak in your court. So we are Baroness Katrine, and
I am Lane Delarue.
And we are in charge of the Barony of the Steppes, which is located in the Dallas area. We have an event coming up this next weekend, and we wanted to let folks know about what we had going on. So our geographic area, for those who may not be as familiar with the SCA in Ansteorra, covers from our canton of Glassland up in Denton, all the way down through the Dallas area and east over toward Greenville. So it's a very large area, and we have a really great and active group of people. And we're really would like to invite everybody to attend our virtual event next weekend. We've got a lot of activities planned. Your Excellency, you want to talk about?
Some of the activities that we have planned for next weekend is a virtual chess tournament. And we also have a Bardic Circle, which is led by Master William, and he will be telling stories around the campfire. We will have an embroidery contest, and
we'll have a Bardic competition on Sunday. And one of the highlights of the event throughout the weekend is what we're calling a triathlon, where unlike a traditional triathlon, which involves a lot more running, we would like people to try different activities they haven't ever done before and then post about the results. So you can find us on Facebook under the Barony of the Steps, and Steps is spelled S-T-E-P-S. And we would love to have you as part of our event. So thank you so much, Your Majesties.
thank you for your time, Majesties.
Thank you, Your Excellencies.
Their Majesties demand into their court the Kingdom Minister of Arts and Sciences.
Your Majesties, I am John of Severn. I am here to relate to your populace, with your permission, the upcoming King's College. King's College is going to be held virtually this year via this format, Zoom, and already has a good host of classes, well over 30 classes in queue, and we're gaining. So I've put out numerous missives via Facebook, and we'll be putting out some via the Kingdom email list, but I wanted to be sure that everyone knew and everyone is invited to attend these virtual classrooms. This will take place on June 13th and will start about 8:30 in the morning, and it will continue on until 5 or when court is concluded. These things, of course, will be at your leisure, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me or my office, and we will be happy to answer anything you have. And if you are interested in participating in instructing a class, please contact me and we will get that arranged. Thank you very much for this time, Your Majesties.
Thank you.
Pay heed words of their Excellencies of Northkeep.
Thank you all for coming. Your Majesties, Ansteorra, thank you for your indulgence this evening and enabling us to do what we can, recognize our people, and to do our part in helping take care of your populace.
We are so happy to see everybody's faces. We have missed them. We hope that it helps you as much as it's helped us. Thank you again for your time and your attendance. Northkeep will be having a virtual feast here in a few minutes. You are all invited after Decent Royal Court, or the second Royal Court, excuse me. We'll have the event open until people are done and are ready to go home. We don't have to clean the site this time, so we won't ask you to help. Thank you so much.
These words do close the court of their Excellencies Bjorlik and Elizaveta, Baron and Baroness of Northkeep. Vivat Baron.
Vivat Baron.
Vivat Baroness.
Vivat Baroness.
Vivat the Canton of Wildwood.
Vivat the Wildwood.
Vivat Cheminois.
Vivat Cheminois.
Vivat Northkeep.
Vivat Northkeep.
Pay heed the words of their Royal Majesties.
So at this time, I would like to give out a little word fame to a few members of our populace. The first one is Skoldorf Hild Bjarnson. I can't even begin to say that name correctly. But I asked him to make for me badge for the King's Champion. And thus we have not yet had a tournament. Hopefully we will soon. He did come up with this badge, which I will be posting better pictures of it online. It has my personal badge on it as well, and it will be for the King's Champion to keep after he steps down. So thank you to Skordoff Vineyards. And the second artisan I would like to thank, his name is Lord Gerd Trusair, and he was so kind as to send me 2 fairly heavily weighted throwing axes. And I've noticed since I've had them, everything has become a throwing axe target. It's fantastic. So I would like to thank him for crafting these for me, and I will put them to good use.
I also would like to thank Lord Gerd. He also prepared a knife for me, and on the handle he carved a rose. Beautiful Viking sax. Thank you very much for your workmanship and time.
So finally, I would like to say thank you to the Barony of Northkeep for hosting such a wonderful event, and all the members of the populace who participated today, showed off their arts and sciences, their special crab skills, and other things that's taken place today. And thank you for excellence for hosting such.
Thank you all. And we enjoyed the time, and look for us at 6 o'clock. We will be having a step down and investiture for the Barony of Wiesenführer. And so we'll see you then.
Harold, please close our court.
There be no further business. This does close the court of their Stellar Majesties, Jason and Margarita, King and Queen of Ansteorra. Long live the King!
Long live the King!
Long live the Queen!
Long live the Queen!
Long live Ansteorra!
Long live Ansteorra!